Welcome back, friends. I might have kind of gone and done a little thing. I might have gone a little excess on buying apples. If you know anything about Michigan, they do have apples. So they're known for their blueberries and their cherries, but they're also known for their apples as well. Now, I had already had a bag of the Ambrosia Golds in my refrigerator. These are from out of Washington State, so they really don't count for a local there. But I'm going to cook these down along with some of the Michigan Fuji apples that I got. Look how beautiful that is. Just look at the colors and the shape of that. Fantastic. And I've already eaten one or two of these, and they are fantastic. And they just smell wonderful. So we're going to cook together some of these ambrosias as well as a few of these Fujis here, and going to make some cooked apples, some applesauce in a sense. And then this basket over here is a little bit of a mixture of, we've got some Granny Smiths, we've got some Macintosh. Oop, that's the, yeah, Macintosh. And then this one is the Honey Crisp. Look at the size of that. Just absolutely stunning apples. I got all of these at my local little fruit and meat market that I like to go to here. But these we're going to make an apple pie or an apple crisp with. I haven't quite decided yet. So we're going to hang on to those. We'll come back and we'll meet up again to do something with those on a different day. But we're going to take care of these Fujis and these Ambrosia Golds today. I'm going to go get them washed up and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got them all washed up here now. I did save a few of those Fuji apples over there just for some snacking for myself, because I do love to have just a fresh apple with a little drizzle of caramel sauce on it for a little snack in the afternoon sometimes. And so I'm going to go ahead and get these peeled up and cubed up and put into a bowl first. To peel an apple is so simple. I like to use a vegetable peeler, and you just get started and just go straight around. Now, my daddy used to eat an apple every day with his lunch. And, you know, the whole old adage of an apple a day helps keep the doctor away worked very well for him for many years. And so he would always have his peel in his lunchbox when he got home still. And I remember still, and he would use his pocket knife at him having one continuous long strand of his peel. And so that just, it always, when I peel apples, I always think very fondly of my daddy. I was a daddy's girl. So we're just going to get these all peeled up here. I won't make you watch all this. I'll either speed it up or move on forward till I'm almost done. You know, I may have about enough apples here to fill up my pan, so I may go ahead and save a few of these Fuji apples over here for additional snacking. We'll see. I think this is going to be about enough that's going to fill my pan up that I'm going to use to cook these down in. So we're going to go ahead and get these last couple ones just chopped up here. Quite simple. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need even sizes or anything like that, because all we're doing with these is cooking them down. They'll probably be a little bit chunky to be like a chunky applesauce, and that's just going to be perfect for me. I like to put cooked apples on top of yogurt with a little granola in the mornings for a nice little fall vibe on having a yogurt parfait. You could always put it into a pie crust of some sort and make like a little hand pie or a little Pop-Tart if you want to with the cooked apples. Now these I really won't season up just because I don't know how I will be using them yet. But then whenever I go to make something with them, what I'll do then is I will actually add my cinnamon or my nutmeg, ginger, those kind of items to them at that point. Now, that being said, if you have apple pie spice, you could always use that to season them up with. If you already know that you like cinnamon applesauce for your family, add cinnamon to it. Go ahead, why not? Now, when we make the apple pie or the apple crisp with these over here, I still just can't decide because I love them both so much. But when we make that, we will actually put all of our spices and seasonings and everything into that apple pie filling. The Fuji apples and the is that Ambrosia Golds, they actually don't hold their shape very well to be able to use them in a pie. So that's why I'm cooking these down to make more of a chunky applesauce with them. Chunky applesauce does make a good side dish as well. Frank always likes to, it's got a little spot. Frank always likes to say, when I say we're having pork chops, he says, pork chops and applesauce. I'm not quite sure where he got that from. If you know, leave a comment down below where that little statement come from. It had to be from a TV show or something from back in the 70s, so I don't know. Let's get the pan out and get cooking. Okay, so we've got our pan here. I'm just going to put this over a good heat right now just to get that pan nice and hot. About a medium high right there. And we're just going to bring our apples over. It's so simple to make your own applesauce. Now, I have seen some people put apple cider in their apples whenever they're making their applesauce, just for that little bit of extra sweetness in there. As far as like adding sugar, I'm not going to add sugar because I like to have an unsweetened applesauce, because if I use it in an apple bread or something like that, or use it in my baking, I don't want it sweetened. So we're just going to push these all down in here nice. And I don't think my lid is going to fit my pan. Y'all, I finally got me a new pan. I found that at Marshall's. It's a ceramic coated pan, so that's going to be nice. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there just to get it started. And I'm going to put my lid on. That don't fit. This is an 11-inch pan, this new one is, and so my lid doesn't fit, but it will help vent or tint it right there just to help those get busy started cooking. And we'll be back in a few minutes to take a look at those. All right, let's take a look at these apples here. We'll give them a quick stir. They're looking fantastic. Looks like our water's kind of absorbed in there, and it's steamed those apples nicely. They're starting to get soft. You can see that they're starting to soften up there. So we're just going to add a little more water since that's all gone away now. There we go. And we're just going to pour on a little bit more water just to help keep them moving along. And we're going to put that lid back down on it again. All right, these have been going for about 40 minutes now. And because they are a softer apple, they don't take as long to cook as some. And these look absolutely perfect. You can see in here how if I just come through and just kind of chop a little bit, look at how that starts to break down right there. All right, so these are all finished. So I am going to go ahead and turn these off and let them cool down. And then we'll get our immersion blender out and blend some of them up, and we'll leave some of them chunky, and we'll get them put into the fridge. Okay, so our apples have had time to cool down, and you can just see how beautiful and soft and luscious that they are. And they're just going to fall apart whenever we use this immersion blender on it. Now, if you want to, and you want to leave your apples all chunky like this, you can certainly do that. You could use this for a quick apple crisp if you just wanted to add some seasonings to it and then add your a little crumble topping on top and stick it in the oven for a real quick minute. Your apples will already be cooked. You don't have to worry about that. And that would be delicious as well. All right, so we're going to use this immersion blender here, and we're going to come down and we're going to mush them up. All right. Sorry about that. Let me just get a little spatula. Small kitchens are fabulous. Everything's within reach. All right. Get that out of there. Now, if you like the immersion blender, I'll put a link to it down below for you in the description box. I love it. It doesn't get used a ton, but I tell you what, it's a lifesaver whenever you need one. They're fantastic for soups. I think I've got some apple on me. They're great for soups. They're great for making your applesauce. Look at the consistency of that. Now, I told you I like a chunky applesauce, so I've left a few chunks down in there, but for the most part, this is nice and smooth there. But then I'm going to add, actually, I'm going to put these in a separate bowl and leave them just like that. And I'll tell you why. Because when I make my apple bread, I want to put fresh chunks of apple in the apple bread. But then that also calls for applesauce. So I'm going to leave my applesauce just plain like this. Matter of fact, let me give it a little taste. Just to make sure that's nice and sweet. Fuji apples and the Ambrosia Gold apples are both a sweet apple. So I shouldn't really need anything. No, absolutely not. That's better than any jarred applesauce that you could buy in a market. I'm just saying right now. So we'll go ahead and I'll get this put into a zip bag. I'll actually probably keep a little in the fridge for a snack tomorrow. But I'm going to put this into a zip bag and then I'm going to put it into the freezer. And that way, anytime that I need some applesauce, I could pull it right out of the freezer. If you're into canning, you'll need to look in a canning recipe book to be able to see what all you need to do to the applesauce to be able to can it and keep it shelf stable. But this you would want to keep in your refrigerator or in your freezer and use it whenever you want to. Now, what I did do is I dipped myself up a little bit of yogurt here, and I'm going to put a little dollop of our smooth applesauce on there. And then I'm going to top it with a few of the chunks here. And I'm going to have myself a sweet little treat for dessert tonight. If you guys like this video and want to see some more content, give me a like, give me a subscribe. We'd love to have you here with us. And you know what? I forgot I sat this out. This is my pumpkin pie spice. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it either up above or down below or somewhere. But we used that when we made our easy pumpkin bread. I'm going to put a little sprinkle of that on top of my yogurt as well. There we go. And then now I'm going to enjoy my sweet little treat for dessert. Till next time, bye y'all. So good. I love apple season.